gonna be you.
Welcome back to Giggles and Gains, because last time I actually forgot to introduce the podcast at the beginning and saved it for the end. This is B. I said I'd introduce B, she would be around. Axel sat there. The laptop is there to give me some structure and some guidance, because that is what I need. Honestly, I cannot believe how many of you actually listen to the podcast. Like, I was blown away, and you all sent me like such lovely feedback. And I said on the last episode, like, the reason for me wanting to do a podcast was because I wanted to be able to reach more people. And in my first episode, the amount of people who messaged me that I didn't actually know has already meant that I have been able to do that. So what I wanted to do in today's episode, or what I wanted to talk about, I wanted to kind of have a little bit of structure to these, because anybody who knows me knows that I am the most structured, regimented person in the whole of the world. And having that structure will just mean that I don't get lost along the way, and it's actually quite scary. So what I wanted to do is each and every week, I'm hoping I can agree to getting these out every single week, and I will probably be releasing them on a Monday, so they are fresh for you to listen to at the start of the new week. But I want to get them out every week, because my favourite podcasters post theirs like multiple times a week, and I literally can't wait for their episodes. So, and also it just gives a bit of contingency. In terms of the episodes, so I really want to do like a bit of a Q&A. So each week I'm going to post on my Instagram stories, or if you could like drop a comment in the YouTube box with any questions that you've got. It could be literally anything, like health, fitness, lifestyle, best bottle of wine I've drank, best place to go for dinner, because that is definitely my forte, holidays, anything you want that you would like to ask, anything to do with powerlifting, bodybuilding, you name it, whatever. And then what I would really like to chat about is kind of like a subject each week. This week I'm going to be talking through goals, alignment and values, because that is a subject I am massively passionate about, making sure that every choice I make aligns to my values. But I'm going to actually open up and share some decisions that I make that definitely do not align to my goals, and the fact that I'm trying to work through those things at the moment with myself. So I'm going to kick off with a few questions. I hope that is okay. So I'm just going to use my laptop because it is my guidance. So Graham, Big G, absolute legend, he asked, how has your style/knowledge developed from the early days as you qualifying as a coach? Okay, so I touched a little bit on this last week, but I have actually, no, I'm really excited. It's my 5-year birthday. I have been coaching for 5 whole years in the fitness industry, and it is actually my 1-year coaching online coaching birthday as of the end of April. So this could not come at a better time. And there is a lot of really exciting things happening within the business this month, which I've been plotting and planning with David. And they're going to be coming out at the end of this month, and I literally cannot wait. Some of them I'm going to tease you with a little bit later. So how have my knowledge and style changed? So through my years as a PT, because the first 4 years of my career was personal training. So I'm going to take you on a journey. I said last time, didn't I, that I started working, I was working in TSB, in the bank. And I quit my job whilst I was in Thailand and qualified as a coach, literally within like a couple of months. And I was meant to be going to work for somebody or with somebody in their private studio in Northampton. And he actually, we just weren't gelling, it wasn't working out, and we decided to go separate ways. But that's a whole other story I'm not getting into. Anyway, I remember one night laying in bed and absolutely bawling my eyes out, because I was like, I doesn't want to work with me, what am I going to do? I've just quit my job, I've got a mortgage, like literally bawling my eyes out. And my partner at the time said to me, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to build a gym in the bottom of the garden. So that is literally what I did. We started to work through getting quotes and ideas for putting a gym in the bottom of the garden. And that is where the gym started. So you asked about my style of coaching and training. I mentioned last time that I used to pummel myself with multiple HIIT sessions. When I first started PTing, my very first client, Sophie, who is still a PT client now, actually was PT'd just there in the kitchen and there's actually a hole in my kitchen floor where I dropped a kettlebell on it, and David's zooming in on it, and the kitchen floor is really dirty. But I actually started PTing in my kitchen because I was like, I've quit my job, I need to make some money. My entrepreneurial brain was like, right, what are you going to do? You're qualified, you're ready to go, the gym's not built, what do you do? And I basically I went down to a fitness superstore and bought some dumbbells, a barbell, some slam balls, and some bags. And that is how I started PTing. And it then progressed from the kitchen to outside as the weather got a little bit warmer. And it was like all of the workouts now that I turn around and say you shouldn't do. I'm not even gonna lie, it literally was. They were not the things that I would recommend you do now. They are like lightweight, timed exercises. And the reason I would not recommend you do HIIT workouts is because you're gonna get a workout from them, but you're not gonna get any progressive overload. And that's how you're gonna build muscle and get stronger, which is obviously my main mission. So I'm tangenting. So how has HIIT changed? So I then got the gym. The gym was actually officially built on the 30th of April, which is officially, like, I class that as my PT birthday. And I got a squat rack in there and I started working squats and stuff like that in. So when I first started PTing, it was all about, I'll be honest, it was about building up the clients and trying to get clients to stay, to like me, to like what I did. I wanted to grow the business. And at that moment in time, it was very much about what the client wanted. And HIIT training was really, really popular at that point in time. So that's what I did. I did loads of HIIT training with my clients. There was burpees, there was stuff like that. So fast forward to now. Now, I am solidly a powerlifting strength coach. If you want to work with me, we are going to be working through the key main compounds, squat, bench, deadlift, because that is what I'm passionate about. That is what I love coaching. That is what I love making you stronger. I love you seeing that you've hit a PB. And if you ever have any sort of coaching from me, the first thing that you then ask, or in a PT session, what weight did I just lift? That is the moment that I know you're passionate about what you do, because it means you care. And going from just doing the odd squats here and there, my sessions now are structured and purposefully planned around making people stronger. And the reason that's worked for me in my life is because I've built this relationship with strength that's fixed my eating problems, the way that I see myself. When I started focusing on strength, my body changed, it improved. I was building muscle in places I was like, wow, this is nice. Like my bum got a bit firmer, shoulders and biceps and things. And I really liked how I looked, but it was because I'd stopped focusing on that aesthetic goal. So back to the original question. My style has changed so much. I used to do what I thought people wanted. Now I do what I want, and that's what I'm passionate about. And that's where I think that if you wanted to work with me, it's about strength. It's about being stronger. I believe that people should be in the gym lifting weights because you will feel more empowered. You will feel more confident. And that's where you're going to get the enjoyment out of. So I've spent 10 minutes, as David just told me, talking about my first question. So this is going to go really, really well. Bobby asked, I'm going to do 3 of these. Bobby asked, gym do's and don'ts. Oh my God, I haven't even thought about these questions. Okay, gym do's. Get in the gym, like literally get in the gym. Get yourself a coach if you are nervous. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be an online coach. It could be a PT, but get with somebody who can help you feel more confident in what you're doing. Like, we help our clients with video analysis, FaceTime PTs, in the gym PTs, because that's what grows confidence. If you are a mum, this is a do for mums. If you are a mum, stop working out at home. Get yourself into the gym and get a little bit of headspace, get a little bit of time to yourself, away from the family, away from the kids, because your partner, your family will thank you for it, because you will show up better as a mum. Other gym do's. This one's gonna be really controversial. You know when you see somebody in the gym and you're like, oh wow, they're fit. I don't do that now, Derek, I promise. But you know, like when you do, like everybody's absolutely terrified of talking to somebody at the gym in case they make it on one of those TikToks where the women ridicule the men. Like that is so bad. Like if you want to meet somebody, spend your time in the places that interest you. So if you're interested in the gym, you're obviously going to want to meet somebody who goes to the gym because I'm going to come on to this later, your values align. You're doing things that you're both passionate about. So that is my gym do. Talk to somebody in the gym if you think they're attractive. Like, don't be afraid of it. Gym do. Girls, get on the bench press. We need to stop having spaghetti arms. Like, we need to get on the bench press. If you are scared of getting on a bench press in the gym, in the rack, get yourself a free weight, get the pre-made bars, and go and take yourself to your little bench that you've got and start there, work with 10 kilos and build it up. 10, 12, 15, 20. 20 is the bar that's on the rack. Okay, that's my gym do's. My gym don'ts. Don't spend all your time doing cardio. Get yourselves into the weight section. The reason the weight section is beneficial, especially if you are on a fat loss mission, because if you spend all of your time doing cardio, your body is in a cardio fat burning zone whilst you're doing the cardio. If you lift weights, you finish your session and your body is in a metabolic zone, so it's still continuing to burn body fat. Therefore, it's a better way to train, in my opinion. Gym don'ts. Don't be afraid to go into the gym. If you are nervous or unconfident about getting into the gym, go with a friend, do a class, get yourself in there and have a go on a bit of cardio equipment and scout the gym out so you can kind of see where the machines are, so that you kind of know what you're aiming for and what you're looking to do. Because, oh hello, the gym is a really scary place. Like even I now will go to a new gym and I will have a little bit of gym anxiety because I'm like, oh God, like what if I'm like really weak, or like, oh God, like what if this, or oh, what if I can't get on a squat rack? Like I train at home. The luxury of training at home means that there's always a squat rack available for me. I want to give you one more don't. Don't go to the gym for the pure reason to burn calories. Like go to the gym for a different reason. Like go for the gym because it makes you feel good. Go to the gym because it gives you mental headspace. Go to the gym because you want to be stronger. Go to the gym because you want to improve your body. Go to the gym because it's a de-stressor. Go to the gym because your friends go to the gym. Like don't just go to burn calories. Okay, that's the last one. I've got one more question. This one's a short one, I promise. So tell us a story from your favorite powerlifting meet. So anybody who's ever watched me train, and I'll maybe post a video on Instagram, but I have a belt where you have to put the prong in the belt. It's not a lever belt. At the British finals, maybe 2 years ago, I have to like pull my belt on something to do it up and undo it. I tried to undo my belt on the big banner that said British Powerlifting, welcome to the British Championships, and nearly pulled the whole banner over. It was absolutely mortifying and I'm still very embarrassed about it now. But yeah, they are my questions. So what I really wanted to talk about today was alignment, values and goals, okay? So the reason I wanted to talk about this subject is because it's something that I am so passionate about. So like how many of you actually set yourself goals? And I don't just mean like health and fitness goals, I mean like life goals or conversations where you sit down with your partner and you say like, what do you want to achieve? Like, where are you going? And if anybody knows me, I love a questionnaire. Like, I love a questionnaire. You know, like the love languages quiz. Has anybody done the love languages quiz? I'll see if I can find it and drop a note in the thing. Can you remind me to do that? So if you have not done the love languages quiz with your partner, how on earth do you really, really know each other in the love language that you speak? I'm bringing this up because I was in a 5-year relationship with somebody and we spoke 2 totally different love languages. And the impact of that on me was the fact that I never felt loved. And the other impact of that was that my self-esteem was really, really low leaving that relationship, because although he loved me to pieces, he didn't love me in the way that I needed to be loved. So my love languages are like words of affirmation and physical touch. His was acts of service. So I would come home and he would have done like the housework, dinner would be on the table, everything would have been done. But that wasn't what I needed. I needed those other 2 things. So I felt really undervalued. Being with somebody who doesn't love you in the same way that you need to be loved has a massive impact on your self-esteem and your confidence. And that's when I left that relationship. I ended up getting with somebody who was like really, really bad for me. And it was, Derek will laugh, it was actually one of the first things that I did with Derek on like one of our 3rd dates. I was like, do you want to do the love languages quiz? And we did it together and our love languages match. And we're both really, really similar, which aligns in our relationship. However, your love languages, oh my God, I'm like a therapist, I've just realized. Your love languages do not have to match, but to make your partner's cup feel full, if you know what their love language is, you can then love them in the way they need to be loved. So for example, if you're with somebody who, I don't know, likes like acts of service, and you come in from work and you're a like physical touch sort of person and you've cooked them dinner, that person is going to feel so loved and so valued that you'd cook them dinner. And if they knew that your love language was physical touch, they could then like give you a hug or give you a kiss to say thank you. And that's going to help your love language feel like your love tank feel full. The reason I'm talking about this is because when you think about alignment, if you're in a relationship, like you have to align, otherwise it can be really, really damaging. And in terms of like this alignment, I was talking about goals. So the reason that having this alignment within the relationship and understanding your partner's primary love language means you can then start to understand where you're going in that relationship or in life. So one of the biggest things I am really, really passionate about is travel. Like I am so desperate to travel, and one of the main reasons that I actually did move the business online was because I wanted to have a little bit more freedom with traveling. Like it's really important to me. I don't foresee myself living within the UK forever, but I have a beautiful dog, a gorgeous cat, an amazing partner with 2 gorgeous kids. So right now that goal has to be aligned with what is important to my partner. And we have to have those conversations, because if I'm not traveling, that's something that's really, really important to me. So we've had to find a way to be able to make sure that I can do the traveling whilst also feeling fulfilled in the relationship. And other ways that like we discuss goals is like when Derek and I first got together, we had these sorts of conversations about where we want to go and what we want to do. Like I'm quite open about this. Like I don't want children. Like children has never been something I've been interested in. So when I've started to date, I've had to have those like goal alignment related conversations with partners, because I'm like, that's not for me. It's not something I want to do. But luckily Derek's got children, so we're all safe. So alignment of goals. So one of my biggest goals is like being healthy, being fit and stuff like that. And I wanted to kind of openly talk about this one, because this one's a bit of a sticking point for me. So you know that I like a glass of red wine, right? Everybody knows I love a glass of red wine. And one of the biggest things I'm in at the minute is I significantly cut my drinking down over the last 18 months because I realised that drinking all this drink doesn't align with feeling fit and feeling healthy. However, I just really like red wine. It tastes so good. Like you can't beat it. Friday, Saturday night, long week, first sip of wine, warm fuzzy feeling in your body. Love it. I'm not an alcoholic, I promise. But obviously, one of the biggest battles I'm having at the moment with myself is the fact that actually, if I have a glass of wine, I know that my sleep will suffer. It impacts my training. It impacts, possibly impacts how I feel in the morning. I'm not as fresh. I'm not as alert. It's actually a toxin in my body. And I'm having this proper internal battle at the minute where I'm like, I really enjoy red wine, but it doesn't align my values. See, it's like finding that middle ground for something that also aligns with what you're doing. One of my other massive, massive, massive goals is always like the business. I'm always really massively driven within the business and what I want to achieve and how I want to achieve it. And when Derek and I have done a values quiz before, one of my biggest values is making sure that I can like look after and like earn a significant amount of money so that I can live the lifestyle I want. And also, like, if I'm not able to focus on my health and fitness, that doesn't make me a whole and complete person within our relationship. And in terms of like the business and alignment, I mentioned that it's been my first coaching birthday, and I want to speak about like the journey that I've been on this year. So I decided to set up the business online, and I got some support with a business mentor, and it was absolutely brilliant. The business mentor was phenomenal. The platform that they used was amazing, and I went from having 4 clients online to 75 clients by August and July. Like, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. Like, just hard work, following the processes, following the systems, and to getting to where I wanted to be. But what's happened over the space of the last 6 months is I've been influenced and seen what other people are doing and been on this mentorship and like, oh, that's working for that person, that's working for that person, maybe that'll work for me. And it kind of got to like Christmas this year, and I was like, I've turned into a fat loss coach. I was like, that's not really what I want to do. Don't get me wrong, I want to help people transform their bodies and lose body fat, but my main focus is I want to make people stronger. And I was getting these clients that were like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I want to work out at home. And I was like, that's not me though. Like, I'm not a good fit for you. Like, there might be somebody else that is a better fit for you. And through like, this is why I brought this up, through like the journey that I went on over the course of the year of the business growing so much, I got really lost. I was like, I'm not really enjoying this element of like coaching. Like, my coaching is like being strong, being empowered. And so through the course of like Christmas to January, I really, really have been like reflecting on what is important to me and the type of people I want to help. And in terms of what's coming up over the next month, I've really been focusing hard over the last 3 months to try and align the business and align the type of coaching I do and what I do to align to my mission and my brand and what I stand for. And we had an epic night on Wednesday with David and a few of my clients, and we asked my clients what Katie Coaching stands for, which is going to be a part of this big secret release thing that I'm going to be doing towards the end of the month. And it was so nice because they were saying the things that I wanted them to say, because over the last few months, I've been changing my content, I've been changing what I do, I've been changing what I put out, so it makes sure that it aligns with what I stand for. And where am I going with this? So with like alignment and like making sure that you're always aligned to your goals, it's sometimes you do get a little bit lost along the way, but it's actually having that awareness of where you want to be and retaking the path onto back to where you want to be, to make sure that you're getting fulfillment. And it's the fulfillment that is, ow, she stabbed me. And it's the fulfillment that keeps us happy within life, isn't it? We want to be fulfilled in what we do. And this month, I am going to be launching, I've changed my name. I know I've changed my name twice already this year. It's quite embarrassing. But I'm changing the name of the coaching program because I want it to align with what I stand for and who my clients are and what we do to what we achieve. And that is really, really, really important to me. So goals. What are my goals for life? So in terms of like goals I've got for myself right now, powerlifting goals, it's got to be to hit a 400 total raw, and equipped goals, it's got to be to hit a 500 total equipped. Relationship goals, to just be happy and fulfilled within the relationship, like massively happy and fulfilled. Derek and I have the most fabulous relationship, and we chat and talk and just thoroughly enjoy each other's company. Like, we don't sit on our phones, we don't watch TV, but we don't spend enough time together because he's always working away and I'm always working with work. And that's obviously a goal for me at the minute. Is I've been thinking about recontacting my therapist to try and get better work-life balance so that aligns with the bigger mission, because I'm hoping that eventually I won't need to work 14-hour days and I can actually have a better balance in my life. The other goals for me is travel. Like, I want to see as much of the world as possible. I don't want to be in Northampton forever. I have financial goals. I don't want to go into those, but that's obviously a big driver for me. And I have business goals. I'm in the process at the minute of training up for coach, and she is epic. She has been amazing. So I have some really big goals that I want to achieve with her. So why have I gone off on a good old waffle about alignment and goals for the last God knows how long? I think it's because when you are on a mission, like, do you sit down like once a year, once every 6 months, once every 3 months, and write down what you want to achieve? Because I do. And then I discuss it with Derek, because I want him to understand where I'm going, so that I can then align my goals with him and we can work together on them. And that's really important. And it's not just having the fitness goals, it's having the life goals. And the choices that I make in life have to align to what I'm working towards. Otherwise, I'm not fulfilled. We've all been there, right? Like, one of the biggest things about Katie Coaching is the community. And one of the biggest things that some of my clients say to me is when they start to work on themselves through a health and fitness mission, their friendship circles change. Their partners can actually sometimes be a little bit more difficult because they're changing, they're growing, they're evolving as people. And sometimes just sitting down with your partner and having these goal and alignment conversations where you say to your partner, hey, like, this is what's important to me at the moment, and this is the reason why it's important to me. What's important to you, and how can I support you with what you're doing? That is so bloody powerful and passionate, because if you're having those level conversations and you're really getting to know and understanding your partner, your relationship is going to be so much better because you're going to be aligned to a bigger mission all at once. So that's, I guess, where I want to finish today. Welcome. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. No, I'm joking. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please, please, please take some time and send me some questions. I promise I won't spend 10 minutes talking about each question next time, but hope you enjoyed the episode. It will be available on YouTube and Spotify, hopefully weekly, on a Monday, ready for you to listen to on your new week. Please send me through any feedback. I am absolutely thoroughly enjoying this podcast and the amount of new people that it's allowing me to connect to. So if you listen and I haven't spoken to you, please reach out. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Have an epic day.